expression through the lens of a fat, black, queer body. Eunuch arose out of a question. Why do I struggle with romantic and sexual intimacy? Eunuch is a deeply personal and slightly autobiographical look at the journey through sex and belonging. Eunuch was chosen as the title because eunuchs have historically been unsexed, placated, and invisible figures in many societies. The job of eunuch was to look at the emotions and the egos of others fully and selflessly. Eunuch is a journey into Leo, a journey into want, a journey into desire, and a journey into the challenges of the moment. Y'all put your hands together, show your absolute love for Leo Lions in Eunuch.
Take me to the water. Take me to the water. Take me to the water to be baptized. How to be baptized. Eunuch, a castrated man placed in charge of a harem or employed as a chamberlain in a palace. Eunuch. They didn't think me dangerous. They did not fear me because in me they sensed love for them and care for their happiness. They felt me more concerned than truth and abided in me as fable. They deemed me castrate, only accepting the half, maybe less. This to them meant they could tell me all of who they are and I could listen and hold it like a deep vessel, a jeweled chalice there to help them awaken, sway, and faltered. These ones were abusive. They ignored me. They distanced themselves from my power and broke into me constantly without concern. I am eunuch. I, born of dark matter, into this dimmed world to journey through as the unknown. I, given the status of aggressor, never quite fell into that role. It did not feel nice. It did not feel like me. When I do not recognize myself, I am vaulted off the ground and there is no place left for my feet. I like to dig into the earth. Being me is the only alternative. I've carried so many of them along the way. I gather stories and dreams of what they aspire towards. I think of them in the day and night. I want them to be that which they decide to be. I stayed there for many years after he castrated me, after he took from me what I did not say he could have. I walked into the world with a new vision of it. The world is a danger. It is a place where people take and do not give, and give as myth. When he took from me, he thought he was giving. Maybe that is why he isn't imprisoned in his theft. I covered my body with sadness and shame, cloaked it in pity and loneliness. I thought this life was for me to sojourn, me to never quite find myself, me to point others within, complete them, then be left by them without a touch, without skin, without love. I'm sure some loved me. I'm sure some love me still. They walked alongside me in Shadowland. I always saw them after, when they were not near me. I felt safer in that space. I realized then that I had cost myself a relationship with the ground for much time, floating above it, exalted and untouchable to others. I always thought he made me eunuch. However, I realized that I thoroughly breathed into that space on my accord long ago. I have been in love a few times. Love is confusing because she doesn't act the same every time she joins you. Sometimes I don't know what to call her because she is rebellious. The power of Venus, how far her reach and her shout, her touch echoes for centuries. This, I imagine, is why great love stays with us. Love is the land of the unknown. It only manifests fully with trust and letting go. Holding on is its greatest enemy. I find it so compelling the perfected virgin was birthed in my Venus. My lifelong struggle to hold on is in part because of her stubborn placement here. I have learned that my holding on to love that is meant to go away has been some of my greatest pains. I believe I'm missing the richness of love, the light she brings. I find that I don't open up for others to love me, but deeply I feel me wanting them to fight for the right to. When I walk through and see so many in love, holding one another, speaking with their hearts, I am reminded mine hasn't spoken yet and hasn't been spoken to. I find love to be cast away from me. It is far away in a vessel on the waters that floats off out of eye. I thought my duties as eunuch meant that love will always miss me. I will always wave goodbye as others jump on ship. Love is for other people. I am meant to love but not be loved. I thought this for so long. It seemed so real and correct and without question. It was my altar. I submitted before it daily and did not question it. Because I am eunuch, and love is not mine, it flies past me without regard. The eunuch loves with whole heart. The eunuch pours out this love to her lovers. Her lovers do not see her. They do not touch her. They do not hold her, but they do confide within her and take their fill. They then scurry to the arms and legs and warmth and heat of another, and the eunuch is born again in swaddling clothes and left in the manger. Wade in the water, wade in the water, children, wade in the water. God's gonna trouble the water. Wade in the water, wade in the water, children, wade in the water. God's gonna trouble the water. He took me into his chamber. He was dark, his chamber dark. His eyes glazed over in search of what hid in other hemispheres. The sun had met the lion, and this day the lioness gave me her yearly kiss. Before this day, I awaited her patiently for her warmth and her care. After this day, I didn't see her again. I lay petrified, awaiting the theft. I could not stop it. I did not try. I received it into my body as if it were my fault. I didn't stop him. I did not try. I forgot who I was. I forgot how to remember. I stopped talking to people that day. I left my heart in his chamber. I buried my head. I laughed it off, shed not one tear. I made it normal. He castrated me that day. That day, eunuch was birthed. He feasted and I lay still, taken. I made good on the promise that no one would take my body again, that I would not endure any more chambers. I said that day, I want out. Others look for bodies to touch, but the eunuch looks for what he doesn't know. Looking is blindness. Looking is lies. Others look, eunuch searches. The roads bend and turn and fall and rise, and eunuch stumbles. Others find, eunuch is stuck. Others interlock hands and frolic. Others bounce and pounce on and over each other. They eat hidden fruits and are nourished. Eunuch obeys. These whims are silent masters, and eunuch is petrified of them. Eunuch doesn't look because he knows he will find empty spaces behind rusty doorknobs. Eunuch knows that life is just beyond the pointed finger at the end of an outstretched arm, still out of reach, but so close. To be eunuch is to know the desert. Eunuch walks under the sun and is scorched, and is drenched and is moved inward. The truth of life consolidated in a secret place. People look for eunuch but do not see him, so they ignore him. They turn heads and walk away and trust that eunuch is safe and happy. They do not know him. They do not know that they don't know him. They do not know what to look for. Others look for bodies. Eunuch is bodiless.
Tis the old ship of Zion. Tis the old ship of Zion. Tis the old ship of Zion. Yes. Get on board. Get on board. It has carried many a thousand. It has carried